Hey, what's up everyone? How's it going? Today is Wednesday, May 4th, 2022. As you can see in the thumbnail, there's a person in front of a RP bubble letter. That was the person I used to do fill-ins with. That is Ripe. He used to do the RP fill-ins. I've talked a lot about him throughout my episodes or videos. And he'd pretty much be the person I teamed up with and did the bubble letters for, or with rather, him. We went from mid-1986 to early 88, over a year, maybe 16 months, almost 2 years. Well, we went hard. Well, we were doing the fill-ins, we were going off. And I believe the picture is taken in Grant. I didn't take that picture. I think Nash, OA, took that picture. And the picture's in Grant. We used to hit Grant a lot. They used to have CC down the A's, the flats, all types of cool shit. I personally could get the same trains elsewhere, but I like to go down to Grant. It was fun, just to fuck around down there more so than anything. But yeah, a lot of trains down there. That's the place that they have in that film Star Wars. Is the Wiz. He's walking around and they're down there. That's Grant. The layup that I'm talking about. I used to go there with Ripe, Nash. We used to do OA fill-ins with Sayer, Smalls. A bunch of us used to go there. There'd be like 6 or 7 of us sometimes jumping around down there. All doing films. Down there you were able to do floaters because you would have a catwalk. But like I said, I was able to get the same line, the same trains elsewhere and closer to me if I wanted to. But I just went just to be part of the crowd, I guess, and I'd go there with them. But Ripe and me did a lot. Did a lot of fill-ins together. And that was my only time doing fill-ins. And the reason for that was, well, also like PK, all those guys from Astoria, Queens. When I hooked up with them, I've said this before, but I was a dude that would do the insides. I'd like to do tags on insides. I didn't like doing the bubble letters, the fill-ins on the outsides. But when I'd go with people that were doing the fill-ins, when the shit hit the fan, the cops would come or we'd get raided or something like that. I was always the last to know because I was on the insides doing tags. I always got away anyway, but still, yeah, it was a bit much. So I figured, let me start doing the fill-ins. Almost like this peer pressure, I guess. Like, you know, I'm kind of by myself on the insides. I feel like they're burning the place on the outside. And also, you know, I want to be out there hanging out with them and talking to them and shit and doing graffiti with them. So, yeah, the Queens guys got me into the fill-ins. Although, honestly, like I've explained before, Rook, R-O-O-K, Rook, MPC, is the person that gave me the bubble letter style that I did. I remember talking to him about it. He told me Broomhilda, this, that. God rest his soul, rest in peace. Rook. Yeah. So I pretty much did what he was telling me when I was younger, many years before that. I remember when I bumped into him in the 2s and the 5s, and they were telling me, there was a couple of them there, about 4 or 5 of them. I think Wrist, Heat, Wrist, Gin, something like that. Yeah, a whole mess of these guys jumping around. He told me, do it like Broomhilda. So I just remembered that, and when I hooked up with Ripe, that's pretty much what I did. And now, before me sitting here doing this video, I tried to do them exactly like I used to, and I just can't do them no more. I'll show you. This is the closest I came to it. Right here. That's pretty much the way I used to do them. I never did 3D or nothing like that. Then later on, I was doing faces in them. I mean, kind of like this, like a face in it, you know. But yeah, that's the bubble letters I would do. I got pictures of them, but I'm not going to bother putting them on because you'll be looking like that, like that. Hey, yeah, I'm doing this shit. I'm like, oh, I forgot how to fucking do them. You know? I can't do them no more. Because I hated doing that shit, man. I honestly hated doing bubble letters. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it, right there. That's what I used to do, just like that. And I would do them with Ripe, and you'll see Ripe's bubble letter, the RP, and you're like, oh shit, because a lot of people don't know that that was an R. It's that old BYB style shit, like Dean, when he used to do the KO fillings way back in the day. And a shout out, man, to BYB, man. Brandeis Yard Boys, man. Bad Yard Boys. I actually just bumped into Gear the other day. I always bump in, man. Good people, man. Gear. Yeah, I used to see him a lot more, but since the pandemic, I bumped into him just, last week. Shout outs to my man Gear. But anyway, Dean. Very underrated graffiti writer. Dean. Used to do these KO fillings, and he kind of started that whole thing like my boy PK does. And Ripe did the same type of movement with his R. And as a matter of fact, I got a PK right here, I'll show you. See this PK? Like that K? Ripe's R. Well, you'll see the picture of it in the thumbnail. But yeah, that famous Queen style, that's all that Queens dudes used to do that shit. You know, that whoop, the bubble. Yeah, that's kind of Queens-ish. Yeah, but that was my bomber partner. Like I said, when you see that filling, you're going to be, oh shit, yo, word, that fucking dude used to put it in. Because, yo, I'll tell you, they used to have a race for it, and I was actually there when they met each other, I believe in Sheepshead Bay. We were out in, way out, yeah, I believe it was Sheepshead Bay. We were doing outsides, we bumped into KSW, like King Highway dudes, AI. This dude who did AI fillings, he had a lot, man. But it was always, we were always saying, like Ripe was always like, yo, I'm going to get more than him. I don't know if he ever actually didn't reach it, but yo, he was right behind that dude AI, KSW, man. AI had a lot, yeah. I mean, this is like mid-80s, late 80s. But yeah, AI, and then you would remember the RPs. RP was always trying to get that many. But yeah, that's letter line stuff. You know, very seldom did Ripe hit number lines, if at all. Well, no, actually, I brought him up to the sixes, and we came off. He did a big, Under the Windows, Ripe, a big blockbuster. It ran on the sixes for quite some time. Yeah, I remember that. It was filled in silver, and it had a true blue outline, and I think like a aqua or something in the 3D with lines in it. And he pulled it off. It was full. I remember it. We did that in between stations up at Zariga Castle Hill. Yeah, and he actually got over with that one. I remember it ran on the sixes for a long time. But that, yeah, so he did do the sixes, but I don't remember him doing any twos or fives or anything. See, now Nash, OA, out in Brooklyn, he'd go to Utica, all types of shit, Kingston, you know, this, that. So he'd get the IRTs a lot, but Ripe, nah. I don't remember Ripe ever hitting the IRT lines. But yeah, he was up a lot on the letter lines. A lot of the ding-dongs, the fucking bulldogs, the Ridgies, all that shit, man. Ripe had a lot of that shit, man. Really did. Tore up a lot. And he used to do RP fillings. It looked like a little frog. And you'll see them. And these are early on ones, too. This is before he really mastered them. This is early on, like I said. But yeah, I ran with him, man. I was a badass motherfucker when it came to doing them fillings, man. Yeah, little guy. Yeah, short little guy. Yeah. And, right. Now, a lot of you guys are asking me about some guy, Risk. MSK from California. I don't know, man. The only Risk I know is my man Eddie Risk. Now that motherfucker could burn, man. I mean, real steel shit, MTA shit, man. MTA shit, man, yeah. Now, I don't know nothing about out in California what they fucking write on out there, but you look at this dude. You want to look at some real wild graffiti? Look at my man Risk. Yeah. FBA. Yeah. FC, First Class. IBM. That fucking dude, yeah, and the ones and shit. Yeah, them dudes are putting in some real nice work, man. Come on, FBA. But yeah, I don't know nothing about no other Risk, but I bet the Risk I'm talking about will smoke that motherfucker. I've seen him. I remember he was bitching about something about Scene or something like that. Like he was gonna beat up Scene or some shit like that. I remember reading it on Instagram. Like Scene was like writing some shit. You know, Scene, United Artist, Richie. Yeah, and Risk was gonna, I don't know what the fuck, they had some kind of problem, but I remember looking at the guy, he looked like a hillbilly, long beard and shit, but yeah, I mean, I get where he's coming from, he uses bright neon colors and shit, but nah, it ain't that Manhattan, like that wild style, like New York City shit, man, like off the one train, like FBA and shit, come on, man. Yeah, nah, it's no comparison, man. Yeah, no, you could just, it's yeah, different. Yeah, what that dude's doing, it's almost like bubble letters and shit, you know, compared to what, like FBA and shit. Yeah. But I don't know, because I do remember there was also an MSK on the west side also, fucking with the ones also. I think 156 fits in there too, MSK. I don't know, these guys, I pretty much had beef with a lot of those dudes, the 156 guys, but so I really don't know the whole thing behind it, but I know there's some kind of MSK there. But then again, FBA, you know, and the FC and IBM, and it all kind of tosses right in. I mean, shit, you can even fit TVS in there somewhere, you know, from earlier on. But yeah, it's a whole big mixed up stew. So maybe the dude is actually connected somehow to doing trains in New York, but I don't recognize that shit. I recognize my man Eddie Risk. Yeah. IBM, first class, FBA. Yeah, it's a real good shit. Long time. I've been on the trains. But yeah, a lot of risks. That's like what I was saying about Ghost and that whole Ghost EA thing. When I went on that thing, I thought I was going to see Ghost hopping around. Like, let me see how he's doing in his old age. You know, I want to have some youngin' fucking hopping around doing some whack. Well, not whack, but just not Ghost, you know. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man. But then I looked at a goddamn real deal RD graffiti supply store online. I got nothing to fucking do with that. I'll tell you that right now, straight up. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's actually like some kind of, like an online store that you could buy graffiti supplies, like spray paint and shit like that. Almost like Bomb and Science or something, but it's RD. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Y'all gonna act like I don't exist, but yet you motherfuckers, for real, gonna act like I don't exist. But yet they're selling like graffiti paraphernalia, like I am fucking graffiti. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, funny shit, but I don't know. It is what it is. They got their side of the story, so I don't know. They're not from New York. Real deal. I guess it is kind of catchy, real deal. And to be truthful with you, it never really stood for real deal. It stood for Robert Dyer. And when I was going out with Deborah, the woman I married, it was Robert and Deborah. So, never really meant real deal. Until it's the real deal. Like, I'm the real deal. Later on. Alright, where were we? Yeah. Amber Heard. What do you think of that, huh? With fucking Johnny Depp. That's some shit, man. You know, I watched that whole thing, and I'm happy he's stepping forward, and I'm happy he's doing it publicly like that. Because even if he loses the case, people can really see, man, that shit. Yo, I've been with some wild women in my life, man. I'll tell you, back in the days, yeah, fuck yeah, man, yeah. But make a long story short, man, they're just like two rich people. Like, they're destroying everyone's fucking lives around them. Like, all these people that got to take the stand and do testimony are like forever held to that word, and they're forced to like snitch and like. Yeah, no, like these people are like the fucking Johnny Depp too. I mean, I'm with it, but him and that chick Amber Heard, they're just like fucking filthy rich and like, you know, like fuck everyone's lives. Like it's all about me, and my feelings, and oh he did this and that. Like I see her, she's sitting there. This is the worst times I ever been through. Man, fuck out of here, man. You stick that bitch in Spofford, fucking 14, 15 fucking years old, man. Yeah, and you'll see a fucking bad time, man. Shit. Fucking hey, I sit there and look at that shit like, yo, come on, man. That's a bad time, man. Shit. What the fuck, yeah, we have 50 million. That ain't nothing to Johnny Depp. And then you get this guy, Howard Stern, that hops in on there. I got my own problems with him. I don't even want to get into it, but you know, he's kind of acting like, oh, well, Johnny Depp's a narcissist. I mean, they're all fucking narcissists. He's a fucking narcissist himself. And I mean, you know what else I could say about that Howard Stern guy? It's just, I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie, The Fisher King. Yeah, The Fisher King. If you never watched it, watch it, man. That's all I got to say about that fucking idiot, man. But yeah, it's just such a, I mean, it's interesting as fuck. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving it because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't feel too weird. Makes me feel like I ain't that fucked up, you know? But with the same token, I mean, you look at all these people that are like helpers and that work for them for a living. It's like, yo, they're like sitting there like taking sides and like and even like psychiatrists and like forensics and like these people have to like were there therapists and shit now? They have to reveal all this now. Who's ever going to hire them for a therapist again? Like, their credibility? Like, yeah. No, they don't get one. Fuck, man. They'll burn down Rome, man. Them motherfuckers, yeah. That's that rich shit, man. That's what I was saying with J.A. Yeah, perfect example, man. It's like, yeah, my way, its way, you know? Yeah, perfect example. Definitely entertaining, but yeah, it's just a bunch of spoiled little brats, man. Fuck yeah, man. They don't know a hard time unless it snapped them in the nose, man. Although Johnny Depp, man, I was listening to his like past and his childhood, man, and that's like some deep shit. Like, yeah, like when he's talking about mom beating his ass and how he's born with fucking one fucked up eye and she used to. Now that shit right there, that's the kind of shit Revs should have been writing in them train tunnels. For real, that's that shit Revs should have wrote in the train tunnels. Like I was talking about in one of my past times, Revs. That's the kind of shit. You hear what Johnny Depp, man, that motherfucker had a sad life, yo. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, that shit sounded horrible. And mother used to beat his ass and the father left him and shit. Yeah, hard times, man. Fucking A. But her, I don't know. Her family was very, they talk about her childhood too. And I mean, hers is different, like, yeah, weird shit. We're exposed to, man. Definitely weird shit, man. Take care of yourselves, man. I just wanted to put an episode out there. All right.